Hello, everybody. This is Kim with Tunnel Talk. How's everyone doing tonight? For anybody that's tuning in, sorry. It's one of those days. I am here with LouAnn and the Light Beans. So last time we talked, LouAnn, we talked for almost 3 hours. And I just feel like I didn't give you enough credit, enough due. I felt like you gave me the most amazing reading that I've ever had. Thank you. It's so special. Okay. And I thought, you know what? It's your turn tonight, girlfriend. All right. So let's start the show with Miss LouAnn. And LouAnn's a psychic medium. She is a channeler of the light beings. And she can speak the light language. And she's probably the most talented and amazing light worker that I've met this far in life. And I'm being real, true, and honest. Okay? LouAnn, how are you? Since we talked last, just a few days ago.
Wow. My heart was racing when you were saying that. Thank you for recognizing me, and thank you for recognizing you in me. So what was oh, look, it's happening to me too.
What?
Or like
yes, I wonder why. It has to do with the green. A little bit of bud. Sometimes you get a little raspy. Right? So let's kind of start it from where we left off. And anyone that wants to see the first part, it is on my Facebook. And it was almost 3 hours worth of the most amazing, intense stuff. But we're going to move forward, and we're going to reintroduce you and reintroduce the light beings that you channel through. Okay, so LouAnn is, I met LouAnn through a friend, Coco. She was on the last show. Hi, Coco, if you're listening in. And we got to talking, and immediately you pretty much blew my mind, because I said, hi, how are you? Can I call you later? We'll talk about the show. Yeah. That's when you felt a connection. I felt a deepness with you already, like, girl, you already know. We talk about everything. And you're like, all right, chick, I'm going to hit you up. I'll do your show. And I'm like, all right, jump on. So then I talked to you that night for like 2 hours. And immediately when I talked to you on the phone, you just started coming out with like all this information about me. You started a reading on me at that time, and you just fed me with so much love and so much just answers, and I just want to appreciate that. I just appreciate. Hi, Coco. There she is. All right, Coco. Shout out to you, girlfriend. You're the reason why we're here right now. So you were able to blow my mind in the first 5 minutes. Okay, that's when I decided I want you on this show so that you can blow all the viewers' minds with your abilities and your amazing, amazing importance at this time. All right. So last time she totally honored me. Like, she lifted me up to such an appreciation and a reminder of who we all are. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so I'm going to do that to you tonight, and I'm going to lift you up, and I'm going to give you all the kudos, because I want the viewers to see and feel and experience what Coco and I and your friends and your loved ones get to appreciate about you. Okay? So, do you want to jump in and give us a little bit of insight and say hello to the viewers?
Wow. I will tell you, my heart is racing. That was such like a perfect connection. Thank you. Like, wow. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I really don't know what to say yet. I'm just tuning into this energy. It feels very intense in my body and it's moving, but it's excitement. Yeah. Intense. Yeah. So,
well, let's start off with this. You said in the last show, because I've already watched it like 3 times, and each time just hits me in the same spots and like melts my heart. So you had said that, hold on a minute, I'm still getting over that emotion. Woo! You had said that you've been waiting a long time for this, right? And you felt like, am I talking to myself? What am I doing here? What's going on? And you just needed someone to help you get that voice out, right? And then you met me and I'm like, girl, we're getting that voice out. We're doing this, right? And so let's do this. I mean, I have so much time in the world to do this. I've also had some other ladies hit me up for their participation in what we're going forward, okay? And I had told you some of my dreams and goals, which finally came back to me today. And that's why I'm like, we are getting on. We want to share what our dreams and goals are as well. But that's not even that. It's like I pulled up my past life reading that I got from Miss Judith Kusel. Now, for anyone that wants a very intense, like mind-blowing past life reading, her name is Judith Kusel, okay? Kusel. And she gives a couple of different types of readings, but the reason why I asked her is because when I would follow her on her blogs and her postings, I was having the same exact experiences and same exact downloads. So like she blew my mind and I said, okay, I trust her. I'm going to get a reading. So I have the reading on my desktop and I will just kind of go down it, do a couple of lines, and then, talk about that. And then, but I also want to know about you. What about your lifetime? Like, have you had any past life experiences, or have you had any past life readings or anything like that?
I did one with Brian Weiss, I believe is his name. In person. It was intense.
Really?
And
tell me about it.
It showed me there was somebody in my life that was very close to me, and it showed me our past lives. And it showed me why I was so protective of that person. And yeah, it was intense. I can tell you, would you like me to share it with you?
Absolutely. Okay. I want to hear all about it. Well, before you start, I'm going to say, I probably am going to go like this. Oh my God, like a billion times. Okay.
I hope you do.
Forgive me if I do that. It's just that I'm making a connection. Okay. So how long ago
First, I want to say really quick, I love talking with you because like I just come to life. It's like, yes, the answers are hidden within us until somebody provokes it through question, which is what you do. I love, right? It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know that until you ask. It was a past life, and it was with my ex-husband.
Okay.
And at the time, he was my husband at the time. And I saw him when they took me in. I was his child, and he was brokenhearted by a woman, and he leaped off a cliff. And I just stood there, and I couldn't save him. It's not that happened in this lifetime, but I was like, wow, that's why I'm so attached to him. There was a part of me that he's always, it's just that protector kind of thing. And when I had that, so I say ex-husband. So when we went through our journey, I never, ever once lost my love for him, because it was like deep seated in me, and I understood.
Seated. Oh my God. See what I mean? Do you see what I mean? Okay, I'm going to write notes. Okay. Seated is one of them. Go ahead. I'm going to look for a pen. Here we go. Go ahead.
And what I understood, I love this. What I understood from that was, if I could look at everybody in my life, either I'm in, flow with them or it doesn't matter. Just look at them and go, have we done this before? Have I done this before? What do I have to learn from this? So everything, when I looked at it from, there it goes again, that perspective, everything opened up. I know, right? We're like, basically, this is why what I just got told is because you're speaking your truth. Us ladies are speaking our truth. So we're like, right? Clearing.
Makes sense. Yeah.
And yeah. And what I realized from that was, I could see everybody in my life, and I could look at more than one person in my life that had the same, I was the common denominator. So I started to understand, like, okay, what is my karma debt? I call it karma debt, or like karma joy, right?
Mm-hmm. And by the way, karma joy is real. It is so real. And that is such a source of love when you're paying back your karma, and you're doing it because, why? Because you just learned how to love and do compassion and do giving and like pouring out of yourself. It's really cleansing. And when there's something called instant karma as well. So
I've never heard of it.
Instant
what
karma.
Is that?
It's like
instant.
Like say you do something and that kind of gave you like a point against yourself. Something can happen really quick. And then you're like, I'll accept that. I'll take my karma. Boom. You take your karma and it just happens. Instant karma. So that does happen. That's very real.
Because what I hear you saying is that moment you recognize why it's there, you heal it within yourself. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. And it's like,
well put, girl.
Karmatic justice.
What?
Karmatic justice.
My daughter Veronica just said karmatic justice.
What other people get? You get justice.
You get justice. They get justice. Everyone gets justice instantly. But I think that's okay, because look, like, let's say you're just a shitty person, right? And you're just like dumping out, horrible stuff every day. And then here comes karma. Instead of just saying, wow, I'm going to wake up and learn from this, you're going to go, fuck you, dude. Here I go. I'm going to do it worse, right? Boom, boom. You're like packing on so much karma, so that everywhere you go, everyone you meet is going to throw it at you. Pretty soon life's going to be like, oh, my life's so fucked up, right? Well, stop getting mad at the 7-Eleven clerk. Stop, road raging. Stop all that stuff, because that's all stuff that's just going to come right back at you. That's all that lower level petty stuff. That doesn't hang around like that, like in the ethers, like in past lives, where you know, some people are like, wow, okay, you're really sending me there because I got karma, right? Yep, okay, lifetimes worth of karma. Goodbye, and there you go. So you know what I mean? It's like sometimes you just like, I'm clearing my karma. I'm clearing my karma. I'm clearing my karma, which is an equivalent to, in a spiritual level, filling your cup. Just so you know, that is filling your cup, is clearing your
I like
karma.
that.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
So what were you?
Mhm.
Tell me
Go
about
ahead.
you. Tell me about you. Go into these past lives and where you've been and everything.
That was really the only one I've ever gone into. I've had experiences where I more of my experiences are like astral travel
Mm-hmm.
and going in. I don't just seeing. It's very planetary. It's not like, who was I? I always think when I dream, I'm living some other alternate universe that I've already lived, right? So I'm like, why am I that same girl doing that, right? Over and over. So for me, I kind of went off a little bit. That is, the Buddha say, when we go to sleep, it's mini death. And the mini death is we're actually free of our body and we are able to live out any sort of experience that we want. And then we come back into our body and then we're like, oh, this is who I am. This is my name. I look like this. This is, you know. But as we travel, we can be anybody in any story. I mean, you're a dreamer, right? You dream a lot?
Yes. Well, no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that back.
Oh.
No, I don't. They're not dreams. But go ahead.
But you have a lot of visions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And are you dreaming or lucid dreaming? Or are you just in meditation when they're coming to you?
But this is about you right now. You tell me how they come to you, and then I'll tell you.
Okay, really? Okay, I will. How they come to me. They come in so many different forms. So I always love when you ask this question. It's such a big question to answer. They speak to me when I meet people. Let's put it this way. I'm going to break it down to like 0 point for me. When I meet people, I can feel their energy and their heart, or I can feel their darkness right away. And when they come to me, they're always, they talk a lot. May I speak the language? Is that okay right now?
Yeah.
It's easier for me to translate it because they talk so fast, but if they do their, okay.
Yes, I would be honored.
So what I'm hearing is, we chose the ones that could telepathically communicate with other beings, whether it be human being, light being, it's all. Mm-hmm. And we can telepathically communicate with them. So we can immediately sense what they're feeling and sometimes hear their thoughts. And we can always tap into the energy that they are sending, right? So as light beings, we are, what from what they told me was, feel people through your heart, because you're going to feel them in your body, but feel them through your heart first. The other ones that talk are the guides. They are they're the shaman.
Say that again.
Shaman.
So what
the
did
shaman.
you call them? Another, was there another name you just called them? The Shakamamite? Or No.
You must have heard the truth. You probably just named them.
Shakamamite.
They're to see, you're hearing them as I'm saying shaman, you're hearing their name. Will you write that down? I would love to revisit. Yeah. And then my favorite is the Native American, and her name is Frank, and it's a woman, and her name is Frank. And she came to visit me
Whoa, hold on. What? There's a Native American named Frank.
That came to me in like a really like near, like I was really sick. And I was like, I surrender. And so this face showed up, and it was a Native American woman, but she was very strong.
Mm-hmm.
And I was instantly healed. I was on vacation. Wow. And then I was like, well, what is your name? And I got told Frank. And I was like, well, why is your name Frank? You're a girl. And she said, why is your name Mac? That's my name, Mac. And I said, oh, I get it. And then I went one day to a quarry, and a gentleman, I picked up a stone, and I'll show it to you if you would like at some point. And he carved her face in a stone, and he did not know me. And when I showed back up, he said, I have something for you. And then I knew in that moment, that was my guide.
Your guide is Frank?
Frank.
That's my dad's name. And that's who you picked up the other day as well.
Yes.
Are they
that's
two
why
separate?
I was asking him.
Of course they're two separate, but the name Frank is very powerful.
Yeah.
It's very ancient.
When I was hearing the name for you, Frank, and I was like, Frank is not for me a common name. And I was like, but Frank is my spirit guide, Frank. And then it was your dad. See?
Yes, that's crazy.
And I almost didn't say it because I was questioning myself. Am I really hearing what I'm hearing? Yeah.
Just so you know, LouAnn was able to pick up my dad, who's around me, and send me some messages. I actually got to talk to him. You know how brief it was, but it's incredible what she knew about my dad. You know, every little detail, because a lot of people, they don't believe. It's hard to believe such things. And so as an empath or whatever we are, we've learned thus far how to question the energy we're receiving, how to feel it, how to measure it, whatever. And it's like that. It's like that feeling of drifting away, and so we kind of drift away, and then we let that in. So we let it replace us for a minute to where we're in their shoes. It's like we're feeling what they're feeling. If it feels good, okay. If it feels bad, right away. That's So is that one way that we does that make us a kind of an empath where we're able to step away from our senses and let something feel it, and then we're like in their shoes? Is that something?
Yes, but we don't. We never give them permission to completely come in and take over. Okay, so when we are speaking to them, which you've had this experience many times, it's like us talking on this moment right here. We let them be heard. They're saying more to you. Hold on. There's a deeper question. Yeah, you're asking actually why your dad tuned in and why I could hear him and interpret that and tell you his name. Because I was open to your heart from my heart. And then we just received the information. And You're right. It's almost like having somebody come to your house, right? And they're just not good. You don't open the door to your front house and cook them dinner and keep them around for a minute. You're like, out. Same
Right.
thing. That's what the spirits do. It's like you don't open the door. You know what you're letting in, because
okay.
yeah, because when we open up, they all want to talk and start coming in and like hold space, and we just ask, "Are you the light?"
Wow. Okay,
And then
so
with your dad, he said, "My name is Frank."
can I interrupt you, because I know that was a favorite thing. When you're not opening the door to this thing yet, but you're still trying to feel what it is, how can you sense the energy when your door's shut? You know what I mean? When you're walled off, it's like, how are you still trying to sense that energy without opening the door and saying, let me feel you out?
Because you trust yourself. You trust yourself. You trust your own intuition and your own guidance to say, wow, this feels good, or no, this does not feel good. The thing we do as humans is we tend to second guess our intuition. And so we find ourselves in situations where, so it's immediately just going, whether it be a spirit, whether it be a light being, anything. Are you of the light? Even the people that we meet. Why are we afraid to ask, are you of the light? And then we will see their light. Or they sometimes will hide in the light, and then their darkness will come out later. You just see them for who they are. Just be like, I want to see who you are. Your spirit, my spirit's asking you, I want to see who you are. And I'm not kidding you, they just go, whoop, and they reveal themselves in the most awesome
So it's more of a seeing with the eyes now, isn't it? Because I feel like people think that sixth sense is unknown. It's like, I don't know where it comes from. It just comes. It's like when you had said how you melt away, and then you get those readings. To me, that would be like a sixth sense. Okay, but there's other senses, right, that wouldn't necessarily just be that one. Another one is the third eye, of course, but then there's something when you put it all together and use your own eyes, and you can see, looking at somebody, you can almost penetrate them. It's like almost seeing right through them. And that's why I always say like eye contact. So when you're staring at, I mean, you don't have to stare at anyone. When you just look at someone with your eyes and all your senses, right? And your third eye going, you already penetrated them, and you've already kind of seen what they're about. So a person that doesn't want to be looked at will immediately shy away, will immediately look away. It's in the eyes. It's like, so when they're just, can't look at you, and they're like, oh, I got to go, nice seeing you, bye. It's the people who engage you that you begin to build a trust, and it's the shaking of the hand and looking in the eyes. That's when you can kind of start seeing what this person is about. So they're going to have to show themselves. Yes, they will. If they're going to engage you in such eye contact and body language. You know what I mean? So you can tell.
I love that you said that. Yes. If I meet somebody and I meet, a few people, and if they won't make what I'm talking, like when you're like doing talking with somebody, they won't make eye contact with me, I do not trust them. Right then and there, I'm like, I'm making eye contact with you. If you're not looking at me in return, giving me 100%, I'm giving you 100%. And if you're afraid for me to see something that you're hiding, then you're just running and hiding. And then I'm not going to go in and chase you down. So I'm going to, because then they're hiding something. They're hiding something that they don't want to reveal in that moment. And then, in our heart, we just say, I'm calling you out. The light beings, I'm calling this out. Right? And then when you see them again, they're just like,
oh, hello, bye, see
you. What's that?
And then they're like, oh, hello, bye, see ya.
Yeah. And you don't want them anyway. You do not want them around you anyway. Because if somebody's not willing to open their soul to your soul, what the heck are we doing here?
Well, let me just tell you, if it gets to that point where it's something that you have to do, you have a calling because it's that person, then I almost will force the eye contact with them. Like, let me just tell you something. So let's say I work at a jail, and I call someone up and they're so not happy. You know what I mean? And you get it. And they just think you're the bad guy, right? They're just like, you're part of them. It's your fault. So you know what? I will take a moment and look at that person directly in the eyes. You know what I mean? And it normally just calms them right down. They just like, oh, hello, you're a person. You know what I mean? You're talking to me. You're looking at me. You're identifying with me. You're listening to me. Well, hallelujah. It's like, it doesn't have to be like in the jail though. It could be anywhere. Like it could be, you go into Walgreens and they're pissed off, whatever. And it's just, you just look at them and you think, it just does something for somebody to where it just, I don't know, calms them down and stays connected, brings you back into the real world, or I don't know. What do you think?
I love that you said that. There's a saying, I don't know who I'm quoting, but it says, the divine in me sees the divine in you. So when we are crossing people's paths and we look them in the eyes and we send them love, what you're actually doing is you're sparking something in them that maybe they did not know. And maybe they don't want to look at it at the moment, but you're seeing the divine in them and they're not ready yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a gift.
It's very interesting. So that you only have the one lifetime, or that you can remember?
Mm-hmm.
My hair is lower.
You look fabulous. Is that your daughter? Can she say hi?
She's over there doing stuff. So, do the light beings have anything to say right now, or do they want to come out and play?
They'll come out and play.
They'll come out and play?
They'll come out and play. Yeah.
Okay, so yes. How do we get them to come out and play?
How do you do that? You provoke them.
Yes. I'll provoke them with questions.
Yeah, think about a child. If you want to talk to a little child and know what's going on and play with them, you have to talk to them.
Okay.
So they kind of, just questions. Yeah.
Hello, light beams.
Hello.
I just wanted to say that when somebody thinks of magical, in the word magical, at any age, something magical is just that, magical. So when I think of the light beings and I think of how they work through you, to me that's magical. And so people just get a sense of otherworldly hope, something magical, And I feel like the light beings are like that. They're like an otherworldly hope, and to help the world. They're magical, and a lot of people turn to things like that when they feel hopeless and helpless, in this reality. They want to believe in magical and magic, and that you could just wave a wand and good things would happen. You know what I mean? It's like, and that I think that's what connects you to the child in you. It's magical. So I can understand now why you would think that the light beings want to play, and then, you know, think of them as like a child. Is that kind of correct?
Yeah. There's too much overthinking in the world. It's become reality. This is the reality of what's going on. This is reality. We don't play there. We come into the reality, but we don't live there because we know it's magical. So the human has been trained to believe this is reality. Believe this. This is the illusion taught to keep from the self. So actually we are, they tell me this. So many times we will be called woo-woo or weird or whatever. Well, what do you do when you want to conquer something? You divide it from its own truth and make it feel silly, ridiculous, stupid. Hang the da and get rid of them. Get rid of the mystics. Because if you get rid of the mystics, you got sheep. Because nobody's telling them that we all have direct connection with God, all of us. There's nobody different. It's to the degree that we can let it in and accept it. And so they want to go further on that. Yeah, we're here. We're telling you right now. And you know in your heart, you've had so many experiences. So it is to say, what is reality? Do I have to do this so that the person looking at me is comfortable? Or do I do things only for me?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Can we stop and kind of just say it on that?
Yeah.
Because you said, is reality just us doing things to make sure other people have good reactions to us? Is that our ego?
It was totally my ego. It was totally my ego. When I went into being a recluse for a while, where I no longer did the hair, you know what I mean? The stuff. And I still had to look at myself in the mirror. It's all ego, because then we say, oh, I have to look a certain way so that that person sees me this way as perfection. But when we are the light, we really don't give a hoot what other people think, because we know who we are. And when we are, okay, they're going off on this really quick. When we are trained that if we do what we are told or look a certain way or whatever the story is, that was all just a programming. As light beings, we are connected. It doesn't matter how the world sees us. It matters how we see ourselves. That's why the mirror work was so important for me, because I had to see every wrinkle, every flaw, I had to see everything. And I had to just accept myself anyway. And now I forget when I go into the world, like, oh shit, I should have combed my hair. Like, it's not that we lose our beauty and our grace and our identity. It just means that we are not defined by it. Yeah. Did you feel that in your heart?
I did. I think that
you feel? I saw your energy move. Go ahead. I gotta hear this.
There's a siren in the background, so
it's that saying, all your good is coming. The sirens say all your good is coming. All your good is coming. And then we pray for wherever the siren is going, for everybody to be well and full of love.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you're in your spirit body, off in your homeland, in your home realm, whatever, when you're not alive on this earth, and when they ask you to come back, which we already know the recycle bin of going over and over and over and over, where you're like, well, shit, if I was to do it again, I would do it like that. Okay, here, we're going to do that again. What you want to do? You know, people get so bored that they just have every experience in the world, you know? So it's not like you haven't had my experience before and I haven't had yours and everybody else. It was our choosing. And then
And
when you jump into a vessel, it's like trying to squeeze a genie into a lamp. It's like you're so much bigger than that. But there you are, trying to squeeze your ass into like those tight jeans, you know, and you gotta stay in there.
That's so perfect. Genie lamp and tight jeans.
Right? You gotta stay your ass in there and try to exist as a bigger person when your jeans are only one size. No, your spirit is not just one size, but that's what you have to do in order to maintain that third dimensional space that is the material world, you know. And we all know, we all have our epiphanies of life to where we know we're better than that. You know, we all get sick of the makeup and the jobs and all that, you know, and so, you know, that's why people choose to go into, you know, live in a commune or be a nun or join a, you know, church or do something to where they can grow their spirit again and they can be around people that will accept them when they let their ego go. You know, most freeing thing in the world is letting the ego go and not caring about that image that you project, that if you're going to be accepted anymore, you know. And then once you accept yourself, your inner light just glows through, like you're saying, and you just become all of what you really are. And this is just kind of like a secondary afterthought.
Oh yeah. I love what you're saying, because when we imagine, we're not imagining really how the world sees us. It's how we feel in the world. And I love what you said.
Yes.
When we all drop our masks, then we are heart to heart, and then we are all dancing and singing and celebrating life, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
With that joy. And I have the same craving. It's like, come on, something's got to make sense here. Something has to make sense, because going to work, which is beautiful and amazing, and making that your primary focus in life, I do believe, you know, we will go, wow, that really mattered. Because I did find through my journey is that the biggest gift I received when I let go of the physical things, what I found was I met so many amazing warm hearts. And I have so many stories because I was like, all right, girl, drop the ego. Oh, no, girl, I had such a big ego. It was not even funny.
You did?
Oh my gosh, because I was hiding behind it.
What do you mean? Is that when you lived in Vegas and you were married to some like high profile man?
Yeah. I was totally hiding. Yeah, Vic, and I was hiding behind him and all the stuff. And that's how when I unfolded my ego, it unfolded me. I didn't unfold it. It unfolded me. And yes, I do believe that we're all coming in. Well, look, we're having this talk today, and there's many amazing people listening. And this is just one every step that we take, we're bringing more in to say, we have this.
Well, I wanted to say that when you close your eyes and you don't see the material world, you can tune into who you really are. Okay? You can hear things and feel things that come from your home or anything that's close to your heart, on any level, many levels. If it's close to your heart, you're never going to let it go, no matter how many lifetimes you go. I think, but
I agree.
Go ahead.
When I was left alone with myself, that was the scariest time ever. When I was left alone with myself in the silence.
Yes.
All by myself and just going, what's going on? That's actually where I found all the monsters.
Yes, absolutely. I read your mind because I was going to say that's where the monsters lie.
Perfect. See, this is perfect. Yeah.
And then when you actually open your eyes and then you have a two-way sight rather than a one-way sight, and then you have an outer sight rather than an inner sight. It really is like going to sleep and waking up. I mean, it's just like from one reality to the next. One reality to the next. And it's like you're doing it. You go to sleep at night and you're not even alive here in this world. And then you wake up and then all of a sudden you're back alive in this world. But you still don't forget the other side. You don't ever forget the other side. You don't ever lose touch with that part of you that knows what's real, So you can walk through the world and you can just say certain things aren't real, but what's real are souls and look into people's eyes and that connection. So I wanted to go over with you about your eyes and do you feel like you want to open up about your experiences with your eyes and what kind of switched you on with the light beams?
Sure. I'll talk about that. Yeah. So what I started doing, like they've always spoken to me in a language and like information, like blocks of thought. And one day I just got really honest with the mirror and looked into my eyes, but I didn't see me. I wanted to see past me. I wanted to see what was in me. And so when I stared in there, they showed up. And these most amazing gold, they were big eyes. And they took me in right away. And what I was asking for was confirmation to see them, but I didn't want them standing at the end of my bed like a light being like, hey, what's up, girl? So the best way they could show me was through me. Because I can feel, we can feel them when they come around. They're there. We're like, I'm not opening up my eyes. I'm not opening up my eyes right now. I know you're standing there. So anyway, when they came through me, I learned to be more comfortable with them. Okay. So the language only comes through for those who can hear it because it's quite frivolous, if not, because it really is it's a really kooky thing to do in the world, right? But what they tell me, and you're now holding this forum for me to express this, we don't have to be afraid anymore. We were not the kooky ones. The other ones are. The other ones that have sold their souls, who do not live their full potential of their bright life that they've been given, who fight each other, tear each other down, who need to find separation instead of the oneness.
Wow. I was just thinking of that today. It made me think of, so let's tune it up a little. Yeah.
Okay, let's go. You gotta take me in because you know me. I'm like I have my filter, but I'm following your lead. No filters. Go.
Okay, so let's change the subject. I wanted to start reading a couple of the paragraphs out of my past lives, and I told you I had my past lives done from Judith Kusel, and again, I felt connected to her, highly connected to her, and I saw that she has these twin flame readings, right? So I just, you just send her a picture and you give her a name and that whole bit, and send her, a little bit of money. It's not, I think I paid $250, $300, not bad. But what you get back it's like mind blowing how incredible this reading is. It's pages and pages of those cool stuff. So I'm gonna just read you a couple of paragraphs, and then when we meet again, of course, I'll go over some more and more. But I mean, it's so interesting. Ready?
Let's go.
Okay. So I think I want to read it in like third person, like her writing it to me. So when she's talking about whoever she's talking about me. Okay. Soul name, the one. Are you sitting down now? Soul name, the one whose understanding of truth, wisdom, and the insight of all ages. The soul group's name, because she comes from Australia, so some of her grammar's not all that good, so I have to like catch myself before I sound funny and correct it. Okay, so the soul group name is the Ancient Ones Who See, right? The galaxy of origin is Sirius, with strong ties to Andromeda and Cygnus. The tonal chord is high E, and the soul colors are a shimmering soft magenta with silver and powder blue, with azure blue, indigo, gold, platinum, and then sea green with yellow, with lemon green and soft shades of pink and red and beautiful silver. Now, is that not, when you think of the light beams, you think of all those colors, right? Just talking, like each color is like a signature, like a different, like on a piano, each color would be a different key. Anyways, this soul is one who has always worked in the 12 master galaxies and those star systems attached to it, and then in those places where such truths and wisdoms are kept. On Earth, one would call them libraries, but in truth, these are far more and go into the essence of light energy and forms of energy. She therefore is like one who oversees these energies in some form and then brings them to light, that which needs to be known, and brings that wisdom and insight with her. It's hard to understand because of her dialect over there in Australia. It's really strong. But so basically, she's saying my soul is one that worked in the 12 master galaxies. And I worked with light energies, and the certain that brings wisdom to the light, and which needs to be known because I bring that wisdom and insight with me. Okay, so then that is why I told you about the vision of me where I have been as a lot of lifetimes, and I go home to where is my home, and it's a pink world, and I'm like sitting up there, and everyone's sitting, all the women are sitting, and then they ask me, they say, this is Kim. She's been gone a very long time, but what she brings with her is all this wisdom, okay, and insight of all the ages. So if you want to think of my soul is like a library that has collected, again, all the wisdom and insight within me. And that is what I carry with me. And supposedly this is my last stop. So not only am I going to share it with you guys, but I'm going to gather it yet again from all y'all, so that when I go to the place that I'm going to go, I have your story too, and your story, and your story, and your story, everybody's story. And, and so basically they did tell me, listen, we want you online, we want you online. And that's what I heard without a shadow of a doubt. We want you online. Yes, I did. And that's when I started conjuring up the idea to do a podcast. And it kind of fell through with my friend James at that time. He now does the Cosmic Switchboard. But his life started getting busy. He got married and with a baby and everything. So I just kind of like ventured off. And then I came back. And here I am. Okay. Took a little side trip, but now I'm back. It's like they want me to do this. We're doing this. So so I just think that if people kind of know what this podcast is going to be about, then hopefully they can choose to keep following with it, because we are going to bring that out. There's already been a lot of interest and a lot of women that want to come on and share their story. Do you get it? Do you see how?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Beautiful. And I'm like, I love
amazing.
It. I want to absorb it all. And what they told me is they want everything. They want everybody. They want the whole night. Everyone is important, and your voice is important, and your story is important and needs to be heard. And that's what they're saying. That's what they told me. Is that what you're getting?
Are you ready to launch, girl? You're already starting it. You've already answered their commands, right? You're like, all right, I'm in. They're like, skaboo, skaboo, skaboo. It's just going to come in like a wave. Like, when you're in Hawaii and you're in the biggest wave, you're on the surfboard and you wait for it. I've never surfed, but I live it in my head.
Yeah.
You're riding that wave.
I've been on a wave.
Yeah. You have. You've surfed. You're on the wave that you've waited for your whole life.
The wave.
Your message is you are, when you're chosen, was it an easy journey? No, it never is. Because it has to build you up to have strength and heart and street creds. That means we can understand people better. If we were just a princess in a palace, then we wouldn't know anything. But we go through those hard knocks, and then we go, oh, now I know why I'm doing this work. You're being called very strongly to it. And that's why I'm so honored in how I stumbled into all of this. But it was a prayer in my heart. And I thought, well, how am I going to get this? I know there are other, how do I say? I know there are other very strong, beautiful, authentic, kind tribal women out there. I know. And you guys just start showing up. So how this is going to move forward was your question. Well, anybody who is watching it, You guys provoke the question. We're here for you. We're saying you and I, and anybody who comes on, we're all here for you. Please provoke questions. And that's how we are here having this.
Well, that was my next question. My next question is, LouAnn, are you open to, okay, so basically let's tell them what you do during the day. You do readings and healings, and that's your work, right?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about what you do, and then I do want to tell everyone that she works on donations. So LouAnn is open for private readings.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. So what I do in a day is like medium work. So anyone who wants to talk to a passed on loved one or their higher self, their own intention of what they want to put forward and how they're maybe the energy has a block in there. And I just go in and I can see it, and we can like gently remove it so that people can move forward with what they desire for their highest and best good. We all have desires. Like you're doing it. I'm doing it. And I love to guide them through. What it is what they are desiring, to get into the feeling of what they desire. Yeah. And then, of course, the angels come and talk, and their spirit guides. We never know who's going to show up. When they call, we just let them.
It's the clients, angels, and spirit guides that show up, right?
Yes. So I work with mine. What's that?
And where does the
so I work with mine.
Your light beings, what are they doing when you're giving a reading? Where are they at?
They're always here. Okay, I love this question. Oh my God, you do such a Kim. You just freak me out. They're always here. So if I'm walking downstairs to get coffee, I'm talking to them. It's like my. So I just let them guide whoever needs to be guided to speak with them. And then people just start showing up. A phone call will come in or somebody will show up. And then I just work with their guides because I'm with mine, the light beings, the guides. And then when they show up, I get told, go to that person, talk to that person.
Okay. Oh, okay. Wow. It's like a bunch of ascended masters around you talking to other people's ascended masters or higher selves. It's like a whole nother level of communication.
This is our new way of communication that's happening. So maybe, we're here to like put this word out there. This is the new level of communication. We are really telepathically communicating. Our verbal, our physical, that is so just our perceptual point of view of how we view the other. But when we tune into their energy, now we're seeing them for who they are. You just got that. Amen, girl. That was good. I just got it too. See, I get it at the same time you do. I don't know any of this. When you provoke question, I also get the answer at the same time. So thank you.
Yeah.
Do you get it? So
this is so amazing.
We're moving into this new they call all kinds of things, but like a paradigm where we are now telepathically communicating more and more. So someone could come to you and go, sorry, my mouth dried up. Hey, how are you? Forgive me, I had to do that. I get dry when I start talking. Hey, how are you? And in your heart, now they're throwing you the FU bomb, but they're smiling. But you know what I mean? We question that. But now that's how we are communicating to each other. And so if we want to draw something in, we become it. We become what we want to draw in, and then we just know it's going to match us. So like how do I say that? So if I desire really awesome bonded relationships with beautiful, strong women, then I have to become a beautiful, strong, authentic, independent woman. Because no independent, strong, beautiful woman would want to hang out with me if I'm some blah, blah, blah. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So we become our own attractor field. And the light beings are saying, you have all the power, all of it. All of it. It is the power of thought, not just thought, but bringing it in and training ourselves. We have to grow ourselves back up. We've been grown up by a society or maybe well-meaning parents or whatever, that we got to grow ourselves up now and go, wait a minute here. How am I talking to raising the child that is within me?
Yes. How am I talking to myself?
We are much crueler to ourselves than we are to other people. We would be banished if we walk down the street with Tourette's and talk to people like we talk to ourselves sometimes. I think that really is the mirror work that we were talking about earlier too. When you get in the mirror, you really have to get honest with yourself. And it's intense, and it requires a commitment to stay with it no matter how scary it gets. And it takes the commitment to say, I'll do it again, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it again.
Well, tell us.
And that,
I gotta say, I'm a little scared of mirrors. Just being honest.
I would love to take you when I come to Vegas. I'm going to take you on a mirror journey, and you will not be afraid. What will happen though is your heart will race, and you'll be like, oh my God, and you'll freak out, and then you'll go, wow.
I think that.
Why are you afraid of mirror work? I'm sorry, they're asking me, why are you afraid of mirror work?
Because I heard them. The reason I get afraid is because I feel like I've let my mind go to certain places that if I didn't pull myself back, I'd get stuck there and I'd probably lose my mind. And I think part of the fear is that you will lose your mind. You know what I mean? You'll just like not come back or be so scared that like it'll just shock your world. I mean, looking into a mirror, they tried to, with the whole Bloody Mary thing growing up as a kid. No, that's not something that you want to do unless you want to get scared out of your britches. No, you don't do that. But
so do you see how the media trained us out of it? They made us a scary movie. And
they put a scary
freaked
movie.
all of us out, and all we're going to see is red rum in the mirror if we look into the mirror. See, they scared us from looking into our own eyes and seeing our own truth. And we bought into the shit. Yeah, is it scary? No,
I'm definitely not going to be calling those two words.
Whatever those words are. No, you're the light, dude.
So what happens when you go in the mirror? Like so what I did get was you're looking beyond yourself, right? To where you're seeing behind you or through you.
Yeah, because you're not looking at your stuff. You will at first, like I did at first. I would look at like, oh my God, my hair. Oh my God, my eyebrows or whatever at first. But as soon as I kept going in deeper and deeper and deeper, it took me in to the light beings. And it was very scary. I'm not going to lie to you. I was holding onto the counter, white knuckled, but I'm staying in. I'm like, I'm staying in. I'm staying in. And then it's almost like I was scaring myself. And when I looked into my eyes and really just went through the fear and connected, I was still standing there and I was safe. There was nothing to fear.
Damn. And then, so how often do you do the mirror thingy?
Every day. Now, I still have fear. I work through fear constantly. As my move from Texas to Vegas, those fears come up. I just stay with her every day. I do it. But like I said, I don't look in the mirror at myself. I look deep into my eyes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed that
Yeah, you
part.
don't. It's looking at, if you do it like this, you look into one pupil of your eye, pick an eye, left or right eye. Just look deeply into the pupil of your eye and just go in.
They're
It's
in there?
amazing.
Huh.
Huh?
They're in there?
You're in there.
No, I know, because when I go through my notes and when I write down my dreams and visions, I came across and it said, in her eyes, you can see the 12 master galaxies, or the 12 galaxies. That is actually, I think, in my past life reading. Let me go to another sentence, because the whole mirror thing tripped me out. I'm not gonna lie.
Can I say
Well,
one more thing? Can I say
yes,
one more thing before you move on?
yes.
In your eyes is the galaxy, you were told. Why are you afraid to look into your eyes to see the galaxy within you? And yes, we can move on after that.
I've seen the galaxy within me, just not looking into an outside source.
Okay.
So I've had, okay, so one time I did this meditation. I was sitting in a chair and I found it, and I don't know, on YouTube. Seemed like a good thing to do. I listened to it, and I swear to God, I flew up to the dang stars, and I was standing in the stars, and I was touching the stars. That meditation was so good. Oh, it was crazy. And then I would have meditations where I was literally a shooting star, and I would be right here, and then I would be floating in the galaxy, and I'd think, go. And I'd just go, and I'd just be a shooting star. And so, and I didn't do any of that looking in the mirror. You know what I mean? So I would love to try that. Let's do that. I'm not having any fear about it. No.
When I come, I would love to take you on that journey. I've taken a few people and sometimes they're like tapping out, like, nope, I'm not going in there. But I would love to take you in there.
So
and you know what? You really quick, you have such this in thing that you have so many experiences from your third eye, from internally.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's so active. It's crazy. So you were actually considering moving back to Las Vegas, where me and Coco live, and your other friend, which we haven't met yet, right?
Yes. Susan, yes, you will meet Susan. Yes.
Susan's a teacher here in
I'm
Las Vegas, and
she is.
We're going to be putting her on the show after spring break. So, right? Yeah. Susan's been around the world. She's written books, and she's just amazing, right? She sailed on a sailboat, and God only knows, it's like crazy. So we'll be talking to Susan soon. But so you're thinking about moving back here. Tell us about that.
I am. I'm getting called in my heart to, it's been happening for a few months, and then it's like, it's time to go back to Vegas. And now as I came back on a visit, and I've met so many amazing people, you and Coco, Kim, and Danielle, and many more, but my heart is there. That's where my heart is. It's where everybody that I really enjoy is. And I've had my time in Texas, which I've been in like a cave for 6 years. I call it my Buddha cave. And literally I am wanting to go out into the world because that will show me how far, if I did get very far, how far I've become, right? Can't hide forever in a cave. So,
Yeah,
and I'm excited for this message to get out there.
so what's your time frame?
Really, you want to know the truth?
Yeah.
Wing and a prayer, God time. I have no idea, but it's soon. It's within weeks.
That works.
It seems like everything is like working out. It's like so crazy. As soon as I declared it, like all these things are working out, and I'm like, huh, I wonder if that's my sign.
So I say that you driving through Sedona?
Yes, you're going to meet me there.
I am going to meet you there.
You are meeting me there.
I am.
You have to meet Michael Murdack. Yes.
Okay.
We're going to go. Yes, we're going to go to the Church of Sedona. I have a lot of thank you to say to him for his teachings. And we'll spend a couple days. Yes.
Yeah,
and
that's
then I'm heading to Vegas.
That's one of my favorite places next to Paris. There's Paris.
I want to go to
Paris and Sedona. And
really?
Phoenix. Oh yeah, Phoenix. Mm-hmm. What?
Wow. Paris. I was just like, oh no, you just took me to Paris. I always wanted to go to Paris.
Did you?
We will one day. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll take this.
Yes.
This will be, this is as this expands, and it's amazing. Yeah.
As soon as they release the Kraken and let us all off this COVID shit.
Unhook the chain. We're free.
Yeah, let us free.
We're going to wait. The light workers, we are so going to win over this. They have no idea what they're in battle with. When you know what you're in battle with, you can push against it. But when you don't know what you're in battle with, and all of us light workers are doing that, we're coming in. They won't even see us coming.
I do. I have a few theories. So we're going to definitely touch on those. So let me read a couple more of these past life thingies. So it says, going back to me and my past life reading from Judith Kusel, we're at the third paragraph. It says, she has incarnated before in Egypt and in the Middle East, and therefore then also has strong ties with Turkey, Greece, the Balkans, where she once lived in a community of those persecuted Christians who later went and lived in cave dwellings in very strange looking mountains that look like cones. Right? She also has soul links with Spain and Portugal, and then in the High Pyrenees, where she also incarnated in other lifetimes as one of those families who had Cathar backgrounds. In these lifetimes, she mostly acted as a teacher guide to those who wish to learn wisdom and insight, and therefore then often as a type of mentor or counselor to others, and this even in the role of mother, grandfather, and sister. So there's a great tendency in the soul to truly move beyond this all and into a type of role where she can gently guide others with her innate wisdom and understanding. Right? That's my job. Apparently I signed up for this. So
this is so your job, and it's been at you, and you're just going, oh, wow, I can do this. You're amazing. You can do this.
I thought of something today, and this has kind of been shown to me that quite possibly there's a dark feminine energy and a light feminine energy. So in this world, we have a dark feminine energy. And I think that it is been not by the divine's own making, but by dividing and using the parts of the feminine for a dark agenda. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I believe that the magical parts of women and certain other traits of women have been hijacked, and all the loosh and all the energy is being routed into their dark magic and their dark ways. Okay, so we have to recall back those energies. You know what I mean? And it has to be on a conscious level. And it's not something that we can sit back and say, someone else's job, someone else is going to do it. So, what we're trying to do now is to integrate women from the division that's been created within. And this goes back to, and you know it as much as I do, back to the Garden of Eden, when there was Adam's first wife and then there was Eve. Okay? I believe that in this lifetime, the energies that we have to heal, we can start there with that one. Let's start there. So we have the energy of Lilith, right? Wasn't Lilith like this way, independent and sexual and pissed off and scorned and thrown to the side and used up and abused? And then here comes Eve on this end, Polypuritan, da-da, judging Eve, and Eve hating Polly. It's that. And so I believe that that's something karmically we can all help heal. Okay? So let's stop letting the goddess energy be used for those nefarious rituals and whatever, which goes into the tunnels and it's soul stealing, and the whole Lilith stealing children's souls, and the whole sacrificing children's souls. And what in the hell, how did that get started? Seriously, how did that whole sacrificing children get started? You know what I mean?
I do. I hear you. When you have Susan on, she is so tuned into that conversation. It is so over my head. I'm being honest with you. I don't even go in and ask because it's too painful for me.
So,
I know that yeah.
So Susan now, Susan lives here, and Susan also does something with the like prostitutes here, right? Doesn't she have some kind of a rescue thing? Is that what she's doing?
You gotta talk. She's got so much going on. You guys are gonna be like a perfect, because in this arena that you're speaking of, like, you guys are both so tuned into that and making a difference, right? Yeah.
Yes.
For me, it's too difficult and too painful. And it's not that I don't pray for it, because I do. It's sometimes I cannot go in there because I don't know how to make a difference from where I sit in my present moment in life. So I feel powerless when I go into something and I don't know what to do. Yeah,
no,
that's intense conversation. That's intense stuff.
I get it. So what I'm going to ask is that anybody that wants to speak on that topic, please come forward
Ooh,
and share with us your knowledge of things of that nature. And how can we heal it? Let's heal it. You know?
I will tell you my part that I do. I every single morning when I wake up, I light candles and I start prayer. I only know sometimes all I have is the power of my prayer. And I know that's a lot. So
Yes.
we all just do our part however we can. So for example, why I said I don't go into it, because if I'm thinking about it, it's harder for me to pray for it because it distracts me, because I get angry, I get mad. You know what I mean? I like have all these emotions come up that I don't know what to do with.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can just know that it's happening and then just stay in that state of prayer and light candles, because that's all I know how to do at the moment. That's all the power that I have at the moment, let's just say.
Wow.
But I love that you're speaking about it.
You just gave me epiphany. You gave me a total
What was that?
epiphany. You said the emotions are too much. Right? So it's the emotions, the toxic female emotions that are powerful in many ways, but they're destructive as all hell. Right?
Because what you said earlier, go ahead. Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you. Go.
It's that destruction that feeds, I don't know, I want to say evil, because I believe evil is about destroying whatever God created. So let's go use women's toxic, dark, scornful emotions, and those are most powerful. Those can blow something up, and they're using that energy to destroy the innocence, to destroy God's most favorite creation, children. Jeez.
So imagine what you're doing. You're tuning women back into their unity and not their separation. Now imagine this. You take a bunch of loving women who are now united and not separated into these children. Bitch, you better watch out, because women will come together and there's children, get what I'm saying? So what happened, what I hear from what you're saying is too, they separated us. We became their hookers and strippers and eating a cheeseburger with my boobs up to my neck. Like they completely, I don't know who they are, but they completely separated us. And then we felt in competition. They put us in competitions. They put us in beauty. They put us in all these things to separate us. But what I love what you're saying is, we're saying no more. We're coming together. Now, you imagine like 1 million women coming together. Do you think anybody who has those children would have a chance at 1 million mad women going in to get the kids? Bad day.
No. Now, and that is the mama bear instinct in women and in women. That is the mama bear instinct. And the mama bear instinct has ran through my veins on many occasions, where it's like a beast. It's like a beast that says, "Where are my children? Because I'm going to kill somebody right now." And women, okay, so women get put in desperate situations, right, Coco? Women get put in desperate situations, and they get, for whatever reasons, it's a survival mode.
And then
You know
what
I mean?
happens to us? But then what happens to us when we get into survival mode? We become badasses. We're like,
Yes.
right?
Move over,
We are
darkness.
so
You're coming.
strong.
Right, Claire? Right, Coco?
What'd she
Absolutely.
say?
She says, move over, darkness. We are coming. Right?
Yes.
And so, you know, I think that we get pitted against each other. We do.
Oh, I'm
And
so glad it's over.
so that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. You know, and sometimes you just look, let's just say this. You and we just been through a battle. And you won one, I won one, you won one, I won one. Let's just lay down the weapons and go like this. Good fight. Good fight. You almost killed me, but you're badass. And I almost killed you, and you're badass. I honor you. And now just lay down the effing weapons and start giving each other that respect. You know?
We are the only ones. I love what you're saying, because we are the only ones that are going to do it. The women, the divine feminine energy. It's not even to say just women. Men have divine feminine energy that they're tuned into. It's not gender identified. But what happened with us, we got separated and put into competition with each other.
Yeah.
Well, we've been tearing each other down for centuries. Like,
Yeah.
so what you're doing here right now in this moment, and we're having this conversation, and hi, Coco, I know you're there. We are bringing it all back together to say, not today. We're going to change this paradigm.
Not today, Satan. Right?
Not today, Satan.
Not today.
Yeah, perfect. Because we have been, I know I've been there. I have so been there. I have been a jealous, thinking women were out. Totally, I've been guilty of it. Right? And that's how I learned how not to be. Is when I went into man's world, when I was around men all the time and no women. And then I was like, our bitches would come together and fix this problem. A bunch of women, you put a bunch of women in the room and say, okay, we have a problem. They're going to be like, we're fixing it, right?
No, but don't you get it? It's like in any culture, in any tribe, if you hear a little kid crying, what do? You spring into action, okay? You put aside your differences and you say, your instinct kicks in, your motherly instinct. And so we have to stop acting like we lost that when so many children are being stolen and sex trafficked. That should have every single one of us like freaking turning into banshees. Like one child is all the child, you know, one child stolen is the same feeling as is all the child stolen. Not one person, not one stolen baby is any less than all the babies in the world. And that's what a motherly instinct kicks in. You know what I mean? Come on. It's like every woman needs to get that mama bear instinct. Okay? You have it. You have it. Shit. Yeah. If your neighbors are abusing their kids, you get your ass over there. You stop it in its track at every moment. You stop it in your house. You stop it in your neighborhood. You be the eyes and the ears and the voice for this abuse. You know what I mean? Don't lay down your torch. You've got the torch. You don't get to lay it down ever. You don't. You know? Keep out there and keep doing the fight. You know, all I can say is there's just too much evil in the world, and people just have to start acknowledging that and start fighting the good fight, like we're doing.
We are. And what I will say to you, and it was so funny because I did look at me and I have Buddha behind me. You know how Buddha fights evil? Do you know? Prayer beads. Buddha sits and chops wood and carries water and prays for the planet all the time.
Yes.
Sometimes all we can do is pray. Yes, there are things going on. There are warriors that have to go in and be in the front lines. Yes. Yes. Right? And if you bring us women together, like I said, if you had 1 million women and we were unified, none of this would be happening. Just 1 million of us. We would bring everything back into balance. And we are. This is the time, the first time in history that, from somebody's perception, that we get to wake up and know our own eternal self and consciousness here, right now. We get to understand and take accountability for the footprint that we are in the world. So if my footprint was to push against somebody that I'm angry at, and I do have it happen sometimes, then I'm just being part of that footprint. If I back up and stand for it and take in that action you have to take, which is your voice, and this is really a big forum, and that's what I'm saying about you and Susan.
Oh my God.
You guys will have a great bond. What's that?
The voice, again, it comes to the forefront how important a woman's voice is.
I know I've been hung, and I have this thing with my neck. I know I've been hung. I know I've been put out. I've even in this earth walk. You know what I mean? Go use your looks. And if you don't use your looks, I'm going to shut you down and shut you up. We all go through it, right? And then we say no more. No, I'm honoring my sisters. I'm being honored by gentlemen that have that connection with the divine part of them, so that they know how to honor a woman. A woman not honored is not pretty.
Okay.
You can dress her up. You can put her in the. Go ahead.
A woman not honored is the root of all evil.
Perfectly put.
Perfectly put.
Because she's mad. You said it. She's mad.
A woman disrespected is the start of a war. Wars are fought over disrespect, you know? Right?
Yeah. Isn't it a trip?
Yeah.
It's a trip to know that we fell under the unconsciousness of an energy that wanted to keep us separated and quiet. I mean, come on, there's some countries where you have to, well, our country, actually, by the way, you have to wear a mask now. I'm like, this reminds me of something, right? That I said I would never try to mask my voice. And I thought, wow, we're here in 2021 and we are wearing masks. Yeah. We have a voice, and that's what you're doing here. And you have some I've watched a lot of your shows. You have some amazing people coming on, and everybody has their own unique voice, but we are all one voice. We're just telling it from a different perspective, but we're all one voice. That's what I love about how you bring people together, is to say, wait a minute here. You can do this. And that's what you're even telling me. Yes, before I didn't want to go out into the world. This is the truth. I like my Buddha cave a lot because I'm safe. And I was afraid to go into the world because I was like, who am I going to encounter, and why would I want to do this, and can I make a difference? Or can I just sit here and pray all day? No, you got to go out into the world and see who we are, how we show up. And we're doing it right here, right now, talking. How do we show up? And that was my question to myself. How am I going to show up into the world? What did I learn on my journey of 6 years of going into a cave and really facing myself? Like, I had to face some pretty not comfortable things about myself. And it took sometimes months sitting under an oak tree. It was that I'm not moving until I try to figure something out here, or not figure it out, but maybe let something go that I thought I had figured out. And maybe I don't know who I am moving forward.
Yes.
And that's why what we're doing right here, like, to you, I know this is like common for you. For me, it was very nerve-wracking to see, can I still tap in to the truth inside of myself? Can I do this? Can I show up for my friend Kim, that my friend Coco? Can I show up and do this? And is there a message in here, and will I not let my brain block me from the message?
Yeah, because
so I'm just telling you.
Fear, all you got to do is let it knock at your door, and you can let it in or not.
You know what? Fear was knocking on my door, and all you ladies,
what's that? It's out there, and you know it wants in. I'm Fear, and I'm here for you. No, hell no. See ya. I'm gonna go back under the covers, but just knowing you're there is enough to wake up and decide, make the decision. Am I going in, or am I, staying home? It's like, wow.
I was super afraid, and then Susan, and then Coco, and now Kim, and I'm like, I'm not afraid anymore.
No, because you know what? I kind of make it easy, don't I?
You do.
I make it easy.
You do, because go ahead.
And I don't know why.
I'll tell you why I see it is because you have a warm heart. What you see is what you get with you. Like, I've talked to you a couple times on the podcast, or now I know the name of it, or on the phone, and you're so authentically the same person all the time. Now that's true grace to me.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You deserve it.
Yes.
You deserve it.
Okay, so let's read on. Back to the past life. She did not need to incarnate onto planet Earth again, but a clarion call went out for volunteer souls to come out and assist the planet through the massive shift from the dense and the very dense material world into the fifth dimensional state. And she felt that she would love to return to be of greater service to the intergalactic federation and Mother Earth, in that then her husband, who is one of the key counselors who works on the Intergalactic Federation Council, did not incarnate, as he is too highly advanced to do so, and of such high frequency that you both could not incarnate into the denseness of human form. So in the real world, supposedly in the higher realms, my husband works on the council. So this is where you come in. No, just kidding. But yeah, so just another.
You already know he does. That was a cute. I love the way you did that. Yes, and you lit up when you said it, because you know it's truth, because you felt it when they spoke to you. You felt it. See, we don't have to see something for it to be real. We have to feel it. And you had that you just had like a schoolgirl, the most cute grin on your face because you know
Well,
he's here.
he's here? Did I just hear you say he's here? You mean he came down after all? Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's back up this truck. He came down here after all?
To be with you?
Yeah. You're saying yeah?
Yes.
No, wait. Maybe you're not hearing me correctly. It says his frequency is too high that you could both not incarnate here. Now, maybe maybe we have a bad connection. Are you saying he's here?
Yes.
He pops in and out, or he's
Okay.
here.
No, I'm going to tell you what I'm feeling. Yes, he's here. He was already here. I felt it the other. So he's in your heart. As soon as you feel him in your heart, he can come into physical form in your life. But you have to feel him in your heart first. Do you get it?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Do you
And then
hear
he could come into some part of my physical life?
Yes.
Like he can jump into a chair or something? Or like he has to be a person? Like, is he in and out?
Okay. Let's ask her that. That's cute. Yes, he's in and out. He visits you all the time. And now you want to experience the energy in a physical form.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to come into your life in a physical, touchable, pinchable form.
If I can do it, so
and
can he.
have that energy.
Right?
What's that?
If I can do it, so can he.
And you'll know the moment you see him. You said it. I know when I look in their eyes. You'll know the moment you look into his eyes. He'll know the moment he looks into your eyes. Oh, hey, nice to see you again. Nice to see you again. See, the human game stops when you look in someone's eye and you know, and they know that you know that they know. And the whole human shit falls away. Right? It's like, wow.
That's the
Nice
thing
to
with the
see you.
eyes again. Yes. How powerful the eyes can see. Basically, it's like you can just see through somebody. Your eyes can see through people. It's crazy. So
And
it
then
says,
that's when you go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And that's for you. This is for you specifically. This message is to say to you, when you see, you've already felt him in your heart. See, we humans, we think we have to have, like, I have to know this person, I have to know their name. Who are they? They're right here. Okay, now it's real. They start to come to visit you because they are also, the other person that you are connecting with is also in a space where he is dreaming you up. You're dreaming him up and he's dreaming you up. And when you meet each other again, you will look in his eyes and he will look in your eyes. They had me say this twice to you. You will know. Oh, and then all that past pain or trying to figure people out to see if they're going to betray you or not, or are they honest, or are they will go away because you'll know, because you'll meet yourself, your twin flame. That was for you, darling.
That was
that totally for you. Yeah. And
That's
I'm glad to hear that too.
That's always a rush to me. Because they said that they can't tell me because then I would just long for him. You know? It's like I wouldn't want to stay here anymore if I knew who he was, basically. But he acts then as a higher guide to you and often will just quietly lead you to do certain things. You are never apart, for in your sleep state, you are always together, and the love bond between you is immensely strong. He often will hold you in loving light the whole time, and therefore you are never without love, nor without companionship, for you are indeed held in the arms of love. But it's not the same.
You know what I love about you? It isn't the same. It isn't the same. But I knew they were going to talk. They're just talking up there.
Uh-oh. Bring them out.
Because we have a human form that needs to. So somebody said to me the other day, well, what if somebody was blind? You could never describe color to them. And I was like, you wouldn't have to, because they see color inside of them. Right? You'll get this. Hold on. So when we want a loving relationship, we have to have it with, that's energy moving, by the way. I was like, we have to have it with he cannot be separate from us when we fall. Like for you, I'm going to talk for you. He cannot be separate from you, because that makes him a man and you a woman, and you separate. He is a part of your soul. And you guys are remembering each other because you are one.
I got it. Yeah, because that this is a twin flame reading, by the way. Judith Kuseel.
Perfect.
She's amazing. Twin flame readings.
Yeah, because I think what I'm picking up on is like really cool, because sometimes we need to see things outside of us to feel, oh, okay, now it's arrived, right? But in your heart, right? Okay, this is going to go really far out there, but do it. When you go to bed at night, scoot your butt over in your bed and make room for him. Make room in your closet for him. Start preparing for him to show up. What would I cook? Gonna make room in the bed. Like, you start preparing for him before he shows up. So when he shows up, you said, I've been waiting for you. Not, oh my God, you're here. How do I make space for you in my life? You are making space for him. So when he shows up, he's like, hi, honey. You're like, hi, honey. Let's fall in love and have this great romance.
Woo! It's
coming for you. We talked about.
Someone's here. No, I'm just kidding.
He's already here. I don't know. Is a closet? Does he have room in the closet and a side of his bed?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Then he's ready to come in.
Absolutely.
You're glowing as we're talking about this. You literally are knowing this as these are not just words I am giving to you. This is something you're feeling in your heart. You're going, I knew it. I just couldn't see it, but I knew it. See, that is the grace right there. Huh?
Do you see my mind all over the screen?
Your mind?
You see my mind all over the screen because you just blew it.
I do.
You blew my mind yet again. Tell us about
glowing like crazy.
Tell us about your love. What about your twin flame?
My love life?
Yeah.
You know, to be honest with you, I don't have the answer to that. I don't know. I know that he will represent and have done all the work I've done to get to this place. He will love to go to the universe with me. He will love to have this level of talk with me. He will intrigue my mind, my heart, and my spirit. He will be fun to hang out with. He will love to dance. He will love good food, good wine, good laughter. He will embrace me as much as I embrace him. We will have our separate lives and be completely honored and respected in each other's lives. We will shine our light on each other. And so, yeah, I'll let you know when I meet him.
Jeez,
I'm in no hurry.
That's beautiful. That's like a dream come true.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And yeah.
So now you're gonna stop in Sedona, and I don't know whoever wants to come with me. We're gonna meet you there, right?
Let's
And
just do this. Yeah.
and you've got some things planned for yourself. And listen, we've got about, let's see, 5 more minutes, and that'll be a 2-hour show. I think that's good. Um, you're excited. You're excited because you're all in, as Coco says, right? You're all in this to win this, pretty much. We're all in this to win this, right? And so that's going to
Hey, as
be.
soon as I heard your voices, I'm like, I'm in.
I'm
I said,
in
as soon as I heard your voices, you girls, I was like, I'm in. Let's go.
Yes. So what we want to do, we've kind of come up with some basic ideas, and we want to get together with people like Nikki Miller and my friend Kim Durham in Tehachapi, Coco for sure, um, Tanglefoot, my friend Kimberly Lloyd Anderson, are just to name a few that are stepping into the circle. And so before we close, I want to share a vision that I had. And a couple of years ago, they said, basically, when the shit hits the fan, get back to the tree. Get back to the tree. So when I said, just like, I don't know, a few months ago, I said, I'm ready to get back to the tree. I saw myself holding hands with other women and stepping back into the tree to where you were at one with the tree and you were like just the beginning of the roots. You were just part of the tree, And so I just stepped into the tree and I had all my sisters with me and we all held hands. And, it's just very symbolic how that can grow from just getting back to the tree of life, the spiral, whatever. But so I also know that, and there are a, a a ton of other women out there with their groups, and their goddess groups, and their red tents, and their earth gatherings, and their worships, and their Sunday meetings and everything. It's already happening around the world, right? But again, there is still something separating us, and we have a lot of barriers. We have a lot of barriers with the COVID. People, they say, well, when that COVID came, things kind of just got disconnected, and we're still in that disconnected mode. Let's break through that and get back to where we were. Let's pick up that momentum and get back to where we just start going out into our communities again, and letting the cup floweth over, and then magnetizing the people and the women that are going to start making the movement towards moving forward and ascending and things like that. So getting rid of the disconnect, getting rid of the judgment, getting rid of the anger and the hate and the competition, So we're going to get back there, and like they said, we're going to be a women-run society like in the old days. And that's just going to be the way it is. We have to do it. And so I plan on having a lot of people come on here with me, and you and all of us. We're going to have some more women's panels, and we're just going to share information and what works for us, right? And then until we meet again, do you have any last things to say?
Just again, thank you to the universe. Thank you to God. Like, I have no idea how I ended up here. The cave you fear to enter. I went into the cave that I feared to enter, and I'm in, and this is absolutely amazing. And I want to say thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
To everybody. Like, yeah.
You're such a blessing. Yeah. Thank you so much. And Coco, thank you for hanging in there with us through this. Right?
She's got it.
Yeah. So we've got some big ideas in the works. Let's just put it that way. Okay? Big ideas. But we're just going to do baby steps and go from there. All right? So hopefully people, whoever wants to get on here with us, go ahead and get a hold of us somehow. LouAnn, you're not on Facebook, or you are? Are you on
I
Facebook?
am now at LouAnn Perzo.
Yeah. How do you spell your last name?
Peariso.
Peariso.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just started it, so you'll send it, and then it's going to get all set up in the next couple days. So yeah, I can be reached there. Or go ahead.
Your Facebook, right? That's your Facebook. Okay, yes. Cool. So people can start contacting you there as well. And don't forget that LouAnn gives readings and works with the light beings and channels some really wonderful beings. And she works on donations, and anybody that needs a reading or anything, please get a hold of her. Until next time, right? Definitely for sure Friday at noon, we're jumping on.
Yes. Yeah.
If anything pops up in between there, we'll get on as well. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody.